Hey yo, what's good? In today's video, I'm going to show you that you can see what's north just by using guns and Rust. Why would you want to know that, I hear you ask? Well, what if you want to get a solar panel up efficiently? How would you know what's what? Use the sun? Psh, you think Rust logic is correct 100% of the time? Anyway, when you drop an item in Rust that has a world model, it tends to fall pointing in a certain direction. In today's video, I'm mainly going to focus on guns, however, certain things like tools and stuff also fall in certain directions, so it's definitely worth checking them out. It would have been pretty helpful if most things on tier 3 went north, tier 2 went east, or something along those lines, but it doesn't. The first gun is MP5. MP5 points straight north. Next up we've got the LMG, again going straight north. Both of the rocket launchers, and a gun that I've been liking a lot more recently, the LR. Okay, next up you've got the M92, which is one of the best pistols in the game in my opinion. P2, which is currently broken right now with basically no bullet drop off. And the Revy. I know most people hate Revy, but I kind of like it. Of course, we've got to talk about some shotguns. So with the current Slug Miller, you've got the water pipe shotgun and the Spaz. Who doesn't love a prim fire right at the start of the game, eh? So here I'm checking the Stone Spear. I was trying to find out if it hit one of the angles funny, if it would face a certain way, but it looks like it pretty much always seems to fall pointing north. Next up is a gun that I think is always forgotten about from new players, the nail gun. However, as much as I love using it, I definitely wouldn't trust it to show me what's north and what's east. Here you see me chuck it a couple times. So basically, the trick is if you look straight down and it stays lining up, it will show you what's north. However, as you can see here, if you chuck it at an angle, it can always go a different way. I tested out the nail gun nails as well, and exactly the same as the nail gun. Most of the time it does go north, but if you hit it at an angle, it could go a different way. Okay, that's about it for north. So next up we have things that point east. We've got the SAR, Custom, M39, Ulti, and the Python. Similar to the nail gun that was pointing north, the Python has problems pointing east. When dropped at the right angle, it can point in a complete different way. In addition to that, if you're looking anywhere between northeast and southeast, it will generally fall east. However, if you're looking anywhere from northwest to southwest, it will generally fall west. Anybody have any clue as to why this happens? Let me know in the comments down below. So let's move on to a few tools. So for the very last item pointing east, you've got the jackhammer. Moving on to what points south, you've got the chainsaw. Both the Jackie and the chainsaw don't really move that much when dropped even at weird angles, so you can pretty much rely on them. One key thing to remember is the only thing that ever drops south is a chainsaw, so no guns ever will. Now let's move on to what points west. You got the AK, Tommy, M2, DB, and the Pumpy. I tested all of the guns out to see if any of them would fall differently at different angles, and they all seem pretty much okay. So last but not least is me checking all of the bullets. Nails are the only one that have a world model, and as we saw earlier, they're pretty unreliable. As for the other bullets, they still have that brown thingy-bob, whatever you call it, but maybe one day they'll get a world model. I decided to test them out anyway, and of course there was basically nothing to conclude. So maybe one day when they do get a world model, I'll redo another video with a lot more items and make this a lot longer, but that's it for now. So, will you remember what gun points west? Will you start utilizing the nail gun more? Will you check me out on Twitch? Twitch.tv/Rainbirds. Hope to see you there. Bye bye.